Yo, what's up, guys? So I'm Resale King, and pretty much today I want to talk about a job that not too many people consider when exiting high school and not attending college. I learned about it actually kind of as a byproduct of a second job I had. I was working sales in Indiana, and it was for a construction company, and we were working a storm. And this is kind of how I learned about the other side of the business. Pretty much, in a catastrophic storm, you have the sales people like myself who are signing people up to insurance claims, all that stuff, and then you have insurance adjusters. So an insurance adjuster is pretty much someone who comes out, assesses the damage, and then they write up a claim, pretty much write up the report in the claim, and write the check for the insurance company. They act as a representative for the insurance company, pretty much. There's not that much money in what's called a desk adjuster, which is someone who primarily stays in one small location, kind of locally wherever they're at. You'll make about $45,000 a year on average with that. But the real money comes when you become a catastrophic storm adjuster. And I actually got the opportunity to meet someone who did this. Actually, I met them every single day, but I got to actually talk in depth with someone because she was actually trying to recruit myself. She said that all I have to do is complete, like a week course. It's an online thing. You just complete it, and then you have to do some like shadowing of another adjuster, learn about it a little bit. It's not very long though. After a month or two, you're pretty much rolled out and doing it full time. And she told me, and she showed me actually all of her pay stubs, and they have like charts that keep track of everything. And she pulled in $140,000 in 1 year. So she was making a lot of money. And the interesting part about that, most of the time when you think about people who don't go to college, and how they make a lot of money, normally comes from sales. That's pretty much the one field that really doesn't take a college degree, but can be really lucrative. This is a different side of the business. You're not selling anything. However, the hours are long and you're doing a lot of traveling. She was working 12-hour days, 6-7 days a week, but they were paying her $900 a day. So she was obviously a little bit higher up, and she's doing only in-office work, but some of those people still go out there and are making 80, 90, 100 plus $1,000 a year. And the interesting part about this job isn't necessarily the money. I mean, the money's great, but it's the lack of interest in it, the lack of people that get involved. It's kind of like a hidden gem, and I'm kind of revealing that right now. So hopefully they could fill positions, because believe it or not, that job has a ton of vacancies, and most of the time it's because people are unaware of it. Like, no one's ever mentioned insurance adjusting to me as a possible occupation. We've never even considered it. You know what I mean? It's never been talked about. Even when you think about jobs that you can get out of high school and make $100,000 a year, no one ever talks about insurance adjusting, very rarely. And I've gone on YouTube and I've checked, and I've found very few videos that actually talk about it. So it's definitely something to consider. I don't know, what your guys' plans are and exactly, the direction you have, but if you're not too sure what you want to do, it's worth, looking into, investigate, and learn more about it and see what your state requires, and for you to become an adjuster. It's very easy. They don't make it hard because they really need them. And when there's a catastrophic storm, they rely on what they call a CAT team to come out, which is insurance adjusters from all over the country. Like the hurricanes and all the storms that are happening and all these problems that are occurring. They obviously need, the insurance companies are all over those places. So, if you have insurance, you're putting in claims, and the local people in those areas can't handle all of them. So they pull in teams from elsewhere. And that is a great way to make a lot of money. If you want to stay local and you don't want to travel, which is obviously a big part of that job, you could become a desk adjuster, and someone who pretty much stays where they are and works the local area, within an hour around them, which is a decent job, and you can make $50,000 a year, probably some decent benefits and everything. But the real money, I mean, she showed me $140,000 a year. It's quite unbelievable. But you also have to understand that a job like that, even though it's not sales, you're still putting in 60 hours a week, and they give you like a month off, and then you work like 10 or 11 months, and then so it's a lot of working, and not too much time you get to spend around people you actually know. So But if that's something that you might be interested, I'm telling you, just look into it. Type in insurance adjusting, independent insurance adjuster. Look up the salary average. It's high. I mean, you can make a lot of money. And it was a very interesting conversation I had with her, because she was trying to recruit me. She was even talking to her boss, and she was kind of translating everything he's saying, and we were kind of talking to each other. So I was considering it, and it's still on the back burner right now. I just like to do my own thing. I don't know if I would want to put in 60 hours plus a week, but if that's something for you guys, that is a good route to go. That, and like real estate and sales of any kind. Insurance sales are good too, but for the most part, I mean, it's a killer job, and the fact is that it's just so in demand, and no one is doing it. It's not talked about enough. You know what I mean? They need to raise the awareness, and here I am. So if you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up, and hopefully it helped you guys. I'm hoping I can turn some people on to this career. If you're interested in it and you actually go through and become one, please let me know, because that'd be really fascinating. And I love helping people in any way I can. So let me know, guys. And if you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And if you're interested in any way how to make money, I'll be talking about jobs, I'll be talking about how to make money in any scenario. I'll be doing a lot of auctions, flea markets, all sorts of stuff, online sales, anything associated with that. That is what my channel is. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, subscribe to the channel, and you will definitely be updated with everything that I'm posting. But other than that, guys, I'll talk to you later. See you. Thanks.